How's it going, everyone? It's got a little bit more work done on my boat. Finally got everything, all the sides sanded off where the epoxy had ran. I highly suggest next time taping it off, which I will be doing. I actually had to go buy a new sander because my sandpaper, the Velcro that holds onto it, actually came off, and it's $18 sander. So pretty much done with the fiberglass. Just now I got my jack plate in place. Had a little issue with that because on most boats, the back of the transom, I'll show you over here, is angled down like that. But I have a section that's right here that's flat, that goes all the way across. So this section up here sits on a flat surface, and this sits on an angled surface. So I had to buy another, ended up buying another spacer. Not transom spacers, I guess transom saver, which is this. And I cut it down because it was just, and I'm not sure if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see it there. There. You can see it down there to rest, for the bottom to rest against, so I'd have enough room for it to go up and down. I've got a CMC power lift jack plate. Right now I have it set on the middle hole for up top. There's 3 holes. I think that'll be good. So tonight we'll get my A-frame up here so I can actually hopefully put my motor on this upcoming week or sometime. One other thing I have an issue with now is, originally this was the intake hole for either a bilge or a, what do you call it, live well. I'm not going to put a live well on this boat. I don't need one. It's kind of too small for that. So I have to come over and put a piece of fiberglass. I'm going to get some more hardener, put it in here. Not hardener, filler. Fill in the hole. Then I will come on this side and put another piece of fiberglass right there after some sanding. One thing I did find, don't think I put in any of the rest of the videos, is I have water down here. It started to look like it was rotten a little, which wasn't right. So I drilled a hole through there and had a whole bunch of water come out. So this boat, as you all know, had the issue with the gunnels, so enough water got underneath it. So fortunately I found that out, drilled that hole, opened up another hole over in this corner, let all the water drain out, so there's no more water in there that can be easily drained out. So show you this. I'm not sure if I showed you yet. I told you all about this spot being rotten, where my tie down point goes to where my winch. So what I did is I had a piece of aluminum square tubing, and I drilled the holes for it, set it in there after sanding it out. But before I did that, I used Bondo glass, which worked pretty well. Other than that, you have to mix up a lot because it sets real quickly. You have to mix a lot of little amounts, and filled it in there. Then I came in and filled in the sides. Then I went over with a piece of fiberglass and resin. I need to put some more resin on there. I got one spot that needs it. Notice this part is flaking and everything. I believe this is just like a gel coat or a flow coat that's flaking. So to put a stop to it, I went over it with epoxy resin so it'd be done and over with. Back to my tie down eye. I filled in the holes with that Bondo glass body filler. Then on the outside I sanded it down and put a piece of fiberglass cloth there. Down there I have some damage. I put some epoxy on it after sanding a little. that's pretty much it. Like I said, I got almost all this epoxy runoff sanded off finally. Got my jack plate on. I am going to put a bilge. It's going to go through here, so it'll run out. Underwater lights are going to go there. Those two holes, which were originally self-belling scuppers that they didn't put all the way through, which almost screwed the boat up. Luckily they are self-belling scupper holes, so it didn't flood the boat. I have my console completely together and it's all fiberglassed up. Unfortunately, whenever I was mixing the second coat of epoxy I needed for it, I didn't mix it properly, which caused it to have a real long set time, a real long cure time. This is day 4 and is just now cured. So I can finally sand this down. I'm going to coat it again with epoxy. Do all my other epoxy. I need to sand it down, get all this off. I went with a side console on this boat. You know, originally in the video I have center console build designs and everything. I went with a side console because this boat doesn't have a lot of room. It didn't really fit the style in my opinion. And I just didn't like the style. So went with a side console. Altogether, we'll probably be seaworthy within a week or so, as long as my motor starts, which hopefully it does. Gotta do these latches, these lids. I'm gonna go today and get the hinges for them and saw blades so I can cut them out. As I said before, I'm going to use plate aluminum from an old toolbox. I might get someone to videotape me doing that. So I went through and filled in the rest of these holes that were in there that have been drilled out. As you can see, I got a few on here, but I'll take care of that whenever I build the deck, because as I said before, the deck's coming out to here when it's finished. Did find out some more information on my boat just from the manufacturer. They offered multiple designs, had tiny boats, the little speed boats. They actually offered, this one was their 14-foot BayWalker, the D&D Marine. This one built in '91, and they offered one like this, and then they offered a jet one. And it's covered up now with the jack plate, but on the back here, there's a triangle that comes down, and then there's an inset. You can just see right there where the jet motor actually came out. So pretty good to find out that. I found out this is actually a fiberglass Kevlar composite made. So real happy to find out that. I'd like to find, they made an 18-foot bay boat, a real bay boat, not a flats boat, but and it was a twin jet. I'd like to find one day. It's called a Bay Stalker. But this boat is going to be badass when it's done. This year I noticed, y'all are probably thinking it looks a little ugly with this red, this white, the whole back of that's red, that spot's red. I bought this deck paint whenever it was in the beginning stages of planning and everything. I had the deck paint, I had the primer, and it was when I was in between on how to do this. So I had it, so I might as well use it. It's a tough coat, non-skid coating, ideal for boats and boat docks and decks. It worked really well. I did need to do some more taping off. That's the main thing. Only thing I didn't really do a whole lot of is taping off. So yeah. Right now the plans with the boat just is work on those deck lids. About to go into town to get some supplies. get my A-frame up here tonight when my dad gets home. The A-frame's kind of heavy. Hook the motor up this week, hopefully. Test fire it. I need to notice that lifting eye I had up there is the only lifting eye I had got off this boat that actually stayed together when I was taking it apart. They all twisted, bent, or broke whenever I was trying to take them off. So I need to get 2 more lifting eyes. I have 2 out in the pasture on a boat, so kind of need to figure out if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to go get them or not. One thing I will probably have to do next year is rebuild this trailer. I will definitely have to do that, actually, which will be good. It'll be a good idea to rebuild it. I might be putting some steps on here. I have some steps from another boat trailer project, so we'll be putting the cleats back on. Still not sure if I'm going to put the railing back on here. I probably will. I do like the railing. It's easy to take on and off. I might wait till next year whenever I have this decked out and everything. So all in all, so far I'm really happy with it. Once I get the motor mounted, and get the console installed, I'll be able to order my steering system. Been looking at the prices on them, hydraulics, regular, rack and pinion. A little cautious on the rack and pinion. So I'm just going to use I'm not sure what the term is for it, but a different style. It's not rack and pinion, and it's not hydraulic. I'd like to do the hydraulic, but it's anywhere from $300 to $2,000, so I don't have that to spend on this boat. One thing with the future decking, since right now I kind of want to get this boat done this year, I'm just doing the aluminum plates and everything. Next year when I extend this deck, I'm going to make the deck part come up to here, so I can put a full sheet of 1/2-inch plywood, and I'm going to oversize the holes, and then I'm going to cut out new plywood to fit in here. So basically where this outline is right now will be the size of my lid next year, and I can get rid of the aluminum. The aluminum's going to be hot, which is going to be the issue. I can't stand on it barefoot and everything. I'll be looking at some cheap sea deck. Right now I'm trying to find some paint, so if you could like and subscribe, share it, go onto my Facebook page, Adventure Rig Outdoors, go onto my Instagram, Adventure Rig Outdoors. So I'll see you next time.